Welcome back to another episode. That's better, that's better. Alright, 2023. What an amazing year it was. Now don't get me wrong, there were definitely moments where the weather was testing here and there and we had many a gale force wind to make it through, but we got to take the good ship Kadoa off on many an amazing adventure where we got to seek out and explore so many brand new anchorages for us that were just all along the entirety of this great British coastline. And we got to take you guys there with us too, which was remarkable. Now, so many of these beautiful places we had the good fortune to have all to ourselves, and we got to explore both above ground and below ground. We had lush green forests to walk through, or jagged staggering coastal walks, right through to subtropical and tropical biodomes which were to be found in the furthest southwesterly regions in Cornwall. Now, it wasn't just above water. In almost every single anchorage that we had the privilege to call our home momentarily, under Kadoa herself was an amazing underwater world ready to be explored almost everywhere. And we had fish and lobsters and scallops and crabs and all that good stuff, and it was just remarkable. And off of the back of this amazing adventure, we've been spending all year putting all of these anchorages together for you guys in an amazing, well, I hope it is, I might be trumpeting my own horn a little bit there, in what I hope to be, at least, well, useful. Amazing might be overstating it, but I hope a useful resource where we've catalogued all of these anchorages, and you can have a little try before you buy, go onto the website and have a little scout for a few places that maybe you didn't know were there. But there's so many great spots all along the coast. And as I say, this year has been testing at times with the weather. We've sat out many, in fact, bar one, we sat out every single gale force storm that headed our way in one of these anchorages. We've literally battle tested several of them. And again, all that information is on Kadoa.com, on our anchorages guide, and you can see where we stayed, how it went, which ones we might not go back to in a storm, and which ones we felt like so sheltered that we questioned whether that was even really that windy outside. It was that great in a couple of spots. Anyway, as is the case in life, all good things do sadly have to come to an end, as did our 2023 sailing season. And it is now winter time, and we have a lot to do on board Kadoa, this old girl. You know, you buy a 40-year-old boat, there's always going to be something that needs doing. And this year we have had the incredible good fortune to be offered space in an enclosed shelter for Kadoa for the entire winter to get these jobs done, with a crack team of boat building experts around us to hold our hand for anything that might be a bit tricky, or to stop me just cutting square holes in the boat anymore. I think that gave them the OCD overload, because a lot of the guys at the company that are going to allow us to keep the boat Will It Built, Will It Marine, do watch the channel, and yeah, they cringe every time I get the power tools out for the most part. So they're going to help me and Carly put Humpty Dumpty back together better, stronger than she's ever been, and tackle some of these difficult jobs. But in an effort to try and save some money, which is always on the case when you don't have much money, we need to get the mast taken down. So Carly and I are going to prep Kadoa. We're going to get her all ready, take the boat round to the lift. The guys obviously at Shamrock Quay that operate the lift are going to do that bit, but other than that, Carly and I, without the help of any official professional riggers, we are going to attempt to take the mast down and take all the rigging off ourselves. Fingers crossed. Let's see how that goes. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit now, which isn't really great when you're trying to take a mast down, but hopefully we'll get moving before it gets too much stronger. I've just been labelling up all of the rigging so that when it comes time to put it all back together again, I'll remember where it all goes. So I've got a terrible memory like that. So just, you see little details here like port forward, lower, upper on the mast. Out of those two, just these little things like that which just help me remember, because otherwise I'll forget. It's Carly up there just getting the strap on. All good? We're going to start off loosening the lowers. Yeah. We'll let those go. And so loosen them when they're really floppy, then pull the pin out, and then we'll, I think I remember the sequence. Forward lowers and the aft lowers first. Use a pair of pliers to pull this pin. Yeah. And we'll take the whole thing off so they're all together. Do you need to hold that as well? Yeah. Can't quite believe we did that.
I know. You learned some skill.
Growth on her. Definitely in need of a scrub.
We've got the Great Barrier Reef with us.
And here we are inside the Willett built shed, and what an absolute privilege it is to be in here. I mean, it really is. You just look at the boats that are alongside us, like we're really being done a favour here. So all of the team at Willett, thank you. We feel so incredibly fortunate, not just because we can start any job we want basically and not have to worry about a sudden change of weather, which if you're working on a boat outside in Britain is every other day, but the calibre of people that we have around us helping us with Godot is phenomenal. And you can see just by the broad church of jobs that are undertaken by the guys here, there is literally nothing when it comes to boats they can't do. And I feel like we're in really good hands because the level of enthusiasm and the meticulousness, OCD, quite frankly, that nearly everybody here has, a kind of condition that I think would be almost debilitating in any other form of life, except when it comes to shipwrights and people working on your boat, it's the level of OCD that you'll kind of pray that the people working on your boat actually have. And I got to witness this firsthand multiple times. Like, you might remember this ship just over here, Southern Queen, where last year Andy and the whole team of guys went down to rescue this boat. This is a Dunkirk little ship, historic boat. This boat saved hundreds of Allied soldiers' lives back in the Second World War, and she was on the precipice of vanishing, and that was just not okay for the guys here. And they sacrificed so much of their time and resources and headed across country and really gingerly, meticulously lifted that boat up to be transported back here, where she will no doubt be fully restored and rescued. And just alongside, right behind Godot here, it is a magnificent, again, another historical Dunkirk little ship that the guys here have renovated, restored, and there's ongoing maintenance to keep her in tip-top condition so that history doesn't vanish. Right through to a huge, great big 62-foot Oyster, which needs all of its teak deck replacing, and they've entrusted these guys to do it. And I know why, because no sooner had we got Cadoa in here when Andy and one of the guys that work for him said, right, we're replacing the teak deck, we want you to come with us to examine the timber. And I was like, you what? They said, we want you to come with us to examine the timber. I said, don't you just like order it online and it turns up, and if it's no good, you send it back? And they just looked at me and went, no. Well, we don't. So I jumped in the van with Andy and one of his number one guys. We drove halfway across the country to a family-run timber yard that to this day is still a father and son duo act running it, and it goes back for generations. And these guys source timber from all over the world, and they're going out to the forests everywhere, Indonesia, in South America, Americas, North America, and they're going and they're making sure that this is sustainably sourced timber, and everybody in the chain, from growing the crops to harvesting the crops to the shipping, everyone is looked after. And it was really an amazing thing to see firsthand. And Andy and Dave sat down with you guys, and you could really see the passion they have for making sure their timber isn't just sustainably sourced, but it is the finest quality. And it was just amazing for me as a layperson to walk around and follow and witness firsthand. These guys are literally picking the timber up, they're examining the timber, they're smelling the timber, they're watching it be milled and finished, and they're sat down with the guys and quizzing them about where it comes from, how do you know it's sustainably sourced, and how do you know everyone's looked after. They've got every little iota of paperwork on every single shipment that comes through. It was just, again, it was a level of due diligence I have never come across anywhere in my life. And it makes me feel super happy that this is the team of people that are now gathered around us and Cadoa, helping us with this project. So hopefully we can not just get the work done quickly and get Cadoa back in the water come springtime, which is only a few months away, but we can get the work done to such a high quality compared to, well, me trying to go it alone. Here's to a productive 2024. And next week, I'm going to waste no time at all jumping into some hard-hitting, big, seemingly expensive jobs if we weren't DIYing them. It's a little bit scary, but I think we can do it. And that's it from this quick catch-up. See you next time.